What up, though, y'all? How y'all living? Typically, I always try to make things sound as palatable as possible. I try to speak professionally. I try to give everybody a chance, but things have just gotten and gone too far. Too far. Especially when it comes to our culture and these others that come to our party and lead turds in the punch bowl. I'm kind of sick of that. But before we go down my diatribe of what this is and what that ain't, let's check this out.
So what Adam, what he's supposed to do? But I just like the reaction, so I don't even know what Adam did. But this like this right here.
Now, some of y'all don't know, but this gang banging has gotten out of control, and in other cities and states, they're starting to try to put an end to it. Now, I don't necessarily believe them because most of these guys didn't start trying to put an end to it until they got indicted. But nonetheless, who am I to be a hater on something that's halfway positive? So let's start there.
Right here, whoever is black and his homeboys with this goofy white boy who mocked putting down the flags for gang members, he must think y'all better.
He does. He for sure thinks y'all bees because y'all attack every black person that has anything to say. Y'all threaten a mama, y'all threaten a hood, y'all threaten everything. But he sit up there and disrespect the same gangs that y'all willing to kill and die for. And y'all sit right there across the street, across the table from him, while y'all make peanuts to sit on that show and risk y'all freedom, y'all life, and y'all livelihood outside of that place. It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. It's like y'all some D-lickers or something like that. To me, I could be wrong, but let's be clear. Amazon, it would pay more for y'all to work at Amazon than it do for y'all to work there. Especially, I mean, I seen AD check. I know y'all ain't making more than he was.
G check that and tell him shut his devil/federal mouth when he see black man trying to help black babies. I usually stay away from talking about a lot of, but what he's trying to do and is doing.
Now look at this. At least two of these men up here that have been embarrassed and fired from this channel for basically no reason. And they suck cock to come back. Does that make sense to you? You think if a black person fired them for no reason, they would suck cock to come back? I don't think so. And that's the problem with this whole no jumper thing and them speaking on our culture and what we're trying to do to make it better because they're continuously perpetuating an image that ain't doing nothing for nobody. Just last year alone, a good 6 people off of this show are federally indicted. Some of them ain't even got no bail or coming home. And all of these same gangsters that's up there with something to say about Styles P knew that them Hoover dudes was pimping on little kids, and they ain't get gangster about that. They ain't get gangster about that at all. So to me, y'all cupcakes. Y'all are all are BITCHs. That's just my opinion.
One is representing a different type of evil. Y'all brothers around him better G check that, or y'all even more responsible and accountable than he is. If he don't make an apology to the culture and race and actually mind his business from this point on, every black man that stands with him or besides him is a coward. Good night.
Man, this got a problem or something? What do you want to do? Because
Should we read the mayor's comment? Should we?
Now, see, they ready to get gangster with Styles P, but you can't say he wrong. You can't say he lied. You can't say he was disrespectful. You can't say he ain't got a point, but you ready to fight with him. And that's the exact definition of a bitch. That's it right there. You mad at your people because the person you dick sucking caused the problem. That's the exact definition of a bitch.
You read the mayor's
Oh
comment?
yeah, man.
Munchie said,
If you want to save lives, hit the pavement, not social media. The bangers outside, not on the net. East and West Coast, exactly. Because that's
Now that's a lie. All you gang bangers is on the net. All you gang bangers is on record. And after this Young Thug situation, all you gang bangers is on the phone. So what are we talking about here? And it don't matter where it's at. Tell me one good thing that came from gangbanging. You know, my father was a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of the people that diss his parents or whatever, especially not the outsider or anybody for that matter. But it was one thing he taught me. He said gangs was for punks. And if you joined the gang, the day you decided not to be a punk no more, then the gang would gang up on you. Now, most of what I learned from my old dude, I learned from watching him do the wrong way. But it was a couple of things like that, a couple of jewels like that he dropped on me that ended up being good seeds to plant in my soul. And we seen that happen with you West Coast cats. Look how y'all did Big U. Or look how Big U did y'all. Look at how y'all did Suge. Or look at how Suge did y'all. Look at how No Jumper is doing y'all. And then look at how y'all doing No Jumper. Y'all sitting up there showing the worst version of yourselves. It's never no white chicks. It's never no white dudes. Trap Lord Ross don't come up there and tell you about crime in England, gangs in England. He not promoting the destruction of his people. And then the audacity that the first person to mock the Drop Your Flag challenge just so happened to be a white dude who y'all certified like he wanted a crew is crazy. You know me Juan-o don't fuck with y'all. You know me Juan-o ever since the whole Brick Baby situation. So y'all never get no respect out of me. Y'all keep sucking and swallowing that homogenized milk out there. You know what I'm saying? Y'all keep doing that. It must be working good for y'all. And this is crazy because I'm willing to bet my net worth is more than all of these cats. You ain't gotta be out here sucking socks, man. You ain't gotta be out here sucking socks, man. Y'all niggas need to wake up. If you in the gang, let me say this before I get out of here. That gang shit is soft if it go out the window when the white man come through. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not part of a gang, but I am from a hood, you know, and it's incumbent on me to represent my hood properly. I represented my hood when I moved to the suburbs. I represented my hood when I went legit. I represented my hood when I was in the thick of it and I graduated or I went to college. Like I represented my hood when I'm taking care of my kids and the people from my, you know what I'm saying? I represent my hood when I bought a house in that motherfucker and kept my grass cut. I represent my hood when as a 6 Mile dude, I moved over there in the middle of Sconyville and was able to have respectful relationships with them dudes. That's how you respect your hood. This shit is not how you respect your hood. You grew up gang banging on niggas for a color, and now you willing to kill niggas for their opinion while you kiss the white man's ass. But you won't even peach that bitch. You won't even rub his hair. And that's a motherfucking problem. When you so willing to stand up to niggas, but you bow down to white boys half your size. That's crazy. And look, he got the quasi-Mexican, 2 half niggas, a half Mexican and a nigga. Then you got the 3 Latino girls, no white people at all. And all y'all talking about is nigga shit. Fuck out of here. And Styles P, you better not back down from Wack 100. All that D block shit, all that gangster shit, all that juicing for giants shit. Now this a real issue here, and you on the right side of a real issue with a nigga your age who ain't in the same shape you in, who ain't as healthy as you, disrespecting what you trying to put down. Now I've been listening to the Lock since We Are the Streets. I know you ain't gonna just watch a nigga lead kids astray and all you do is make a statement that, you know what I'm saying? Your second statement when they came at you wasn't as hard as the first. And that's why niggas ain't respecting this shit. And then if you got something to say, you should I give Wack credit right there. You should start in New York. Because he did just have Bobby Shmurda shaking his hips walking through Brooklyn, which I couldn't even believe that shit. I'm not a New Yorker, but I really couldn't believe that shit. But hey, everybody desperate for views and likes. That nigga won't even post Bobby Shmurda music, bro. Fuck out of here. All y'all niggas need to wake up. I said it. I motherfucking said it. That gang shit, tell me one good thing came out of gangbang. I wait. And just so you know, California didn't invent the gang shit. Chicago did. Detroit did. But the gangs here didn't start for us to bang on other black people. Now, in Chicago, the gangs was able to get tainted. Detroit, not so much. I know there's some things going on now, but we talking about the history. You know what I'm saying? The Earl Flynn's and these other black gangs, they was fighting white people. They came together to protect their neighborhood against white people. That's what them and when white people moved out, those gangs disbanded pretty much. So maybe it's just the cloth of where I'm from, that we don't just take shit from people because they ain't melanated. And we don't just bully on people because they are melanated. Y'all niggas are some hoes. How about that? Tell suspect get his knife out. Pussy. Fuck wrong niggas.